is a promise? What does a promise mean to you? The idea for this trip began with a promise to a friend in Argentina that I would return, and so this crazy idea formed in my head. Drive and fly from Texas to Argentina. This is Paramotor the Americas.
Okay, we are driving up a mountain at 11,500 and something feet right now. And hopefully our car makes it to the top. Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Alright, here's Matt taking off on his 21st birthday above the sacred valley of the Incas. What mountain is that called? Chicon. You got Chicon, Ironica, Salcantay over there. And down below is the city of Urubamba. And we are up here on top of this mountain at 12,000 feet, a little over 12,000 feet. Good luck, Matt. Today you turn into a man.
Hi, I'm Glenn Tupper.
And I'm Matt Minyard.
And you are tuned in to Paramotor the Americas. Together, we are about to embark on the greatest paramotor expedition the world has ever seen.
From Mexico all the way down to Argentina and everywhere in between.
We plan on flying the most incredible terrain the world has to offer. Places like Copper Canyon in Mexico, Mayan ruins in Guatemala, the beautiful beaches of Panama, and the rainforests of the Amazon.
Machu Picchu in Peru, Iguazu Falls in Argentina, and finally, Patagonia in the far southern reaches of the world. And this is all just to name a few.
We will be traveling for 3 months, driving and flying and camping on this adventure of a lifetime.
What's a paramotor?
You may not know what a paramotor is. Well, it's a small engine with a propeller attached, strapped to your back and hung from a paraglider. With this machine, one can attain the most personal form of flight, flying inches above the ground or thousands of feet above it, over the biggest mountains in the world. Why are we going on this journey?
The answer is simple. We long for discovery and adventure, and with the paramotor, we will be able to see these amazing places like no one has ever seen before.
Another goal of our adventure is to completely experience the local cultures that we will encounter along the way. We will link up with local pilots and show you that the power of the paramotor extends far beyond its ability to propel us into the air. The paramotor creates friendships that break language and cultural barriers.
What I got in front of me and behind me is our equipment that we're going to be taking on our voyage to South America and Central America. So, as promised, this video we're going to talk about what equipment we have, what wings we have, what motors we have, and how it's going to fit into our vehicle. So, first up, we've got the Parajet Zenith Thor 200. This is the ride. Ford Transit Connect. All the way to Argentina, baby. All the way to Argentina. Alright, so give us a little closing.
You know, we're in here. It's about that time. Getting a little snoozy stuff. See y'all later.
What'd you think about that?
Had a blast from the air. General aviation buzzing by. Wonderful flight. Wonderful flight.
Tell me what you thought about that flight, Had.
That was awesome, Glenn. We had, I felt the explosions in my wing when they set it off.
No way.
I was right over the whole thing.
Okay, I'm saying goodbye to my good friends that I've flown with for the past couple of years. There's Had. See you later, buddy. Bittersweet.
Find me spot.com.
Mexico! The journey begins now! After a great flight this morning, we are finally in Mexico, crossed with ease.
No problem, easy breezy, chill.
Woo!
Woo!
Here we go, Matt. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, camera love right here, baby. We're just doing it. Headed to Chihuahua. Yeah!
Woo! Yeah! Dos Eggies.
Lager. My friends.
Directly to the Barrancas Divisadero. Divisadero is the name. Hey guys, this is your first stop here in Chihuahua, Mexico. I'm very happy that you came here. So let's go to Copper Canyon, and you're gonna have a safe trip.
Copper Canyon is supposed to be the biggest canyon in the world. Matt, it's just crazy. Look at this. Where we at, dude?
Reporting live. Mazatlan coast right now. Ah, and it smells good.
We made it to the coast, finally. Our worries of traveling through Mexico with a drug war that was ravaging the country left us behind, and blue skies and oceans were on our horizon. We were ecstatic, and it showed, gleaming with our first flight on the Pacific. This would be our first random meeting, one of many, a glimpse of what the trip would become. This man was sent by his friend, a local paramotor pilot. We would soon become friends for life.
Oh, awesome.
This time I'm in front. So yeah, it was a nice experience, man. Pretty cool, these two guys, you know. They come from the sky just like a little gift to me, you know. I was flying in Vallarta for I don't know, 2-3 years now, all by myself, man. It was getting bored, you know, flying in this beauty, you know.
We got our two-seaters, Advance, Air Pro, 3 engines in the back of this little truck. Nuevo Vallarta! Tell us how you're feeling right now.
I'm so excited, I'm gonna go flying.
We shared the air with our new friend Dan, and even got the opportunity to fly with one of his passengers, joining in and sharing the joy of flight with total strangers, whom I'm positive will never forget this experience for the rest of their lives.
Where did my wings go? I could have sworn I could fly straight up into the sky. Boy,
She just goes flying like a bird, you know.
It was awesome.
It was all just a lie. No one on earth can fly. Thought the things you said would turn out true. Guess that's what I get for trusting you. You said if I believed enough, I would fly.
Okay, hola, bienvenidos a Acapulco. Welcome to Acapulco. I'm Irving Gaither, and I'm a paramotor pilot. I've been flying since 2005. And here we've been flying in all this beautiful place. And suddenly came these two guys from Paramotor the Americas, Glenn and Matt, and we were flying. We were having too much fun this weekend for the last 3 days.
He accepted us like we're family, so he took great care of us here, and we can thank him extremely. Thank you so much, Eric. Thanks for organizing this event, man. Too cool. Too cool. Good, good. Very good times here.
Matt, where are we at?
Acapulco.
Yeah.
Bienvenidos a casa, salud.
Gracias.
Ahorita nada, gracias.
What does it taste like?
Es un mezcal que sabe, the taste is like glory.
Like glory.
Glory, it just tastes like glory. Sí.
Acapulco.
¿Me la mandas esa foto, amiga? ¿Sí dónde salen nosotros? Me tienen que cambiar, pero ya está bien.
So who do we have here?
Hey, Jorge, from Mexico.
From Mexico City.
Welcome to Halfway. Halfway America.
Irving in the Irving Way put on the most amazing cross-country trip that anyone could ever fathom. Flight and friends across untouched beaches of Mexico. We flew until we could fly no more, and Matt earned himself the name of Sin Gasolina. He tried to make it all the way to the touchdown point, but landed short and had to walk. This would become his new nickname, Sin Gasolina, which in Spanish means no gasoline. Perhaps very telling of the love of flight. If only we could fly forever.
Hola, Paramotor the Americas.
Bueno, gracias.
As our time in Acapulco draws to a close, I start to realize that this trip is starting to become much more than about flying. It's becoming an adventure into the human spirit of who we are as people who are residents of this earth. A connection on a much deeper level. The spirit of flight is that of friendship, a common bond across language and culture. Look at the kids. They dream of it too, and so do you. So we're in Puerto Escondido. We stayed the night here in this hotel. It's our friend Abe's hotel. But when we met up with him, we went to his house and we put our motors, two of them, our two Parajet Zeniths, in the back in his garage. And he calls us this morning. He's a little bit frantic and he says our motors are gone. So they were stolen out of his garage last night, and all we can hope for is that someone will hear something or know who took them or where they are, and maybe they want some ransom money.
And today's message is,
Nuestros permotores han robado la noche anterior. Si pueda, ayudar a encontrarlos, por favor, póngase en contacto con nosotros, Paramotor las Americas.
Yep, bird is the word. Paramotor han robado la noche anterior. Si puede ayudar a... We're getting our shit back, and if we don't, we know we definitely tried. And we will be trying all day, today, tomorrow, and the next day. Hopefully, to get our motors, give them a yank, and fly away.
So let's hear the story how you recovered this stuff.
Well, I was putting a poster in the market and I just received a call and somebody saying, I have your machines. Well, Matt is gonna fly in the best beach break in the world today. There's nothing like this in the planet.
Out here with the squad, everybody tryna go, yeah, the party jumping off. Hey, we putting on a show, tryna catch a vibe. We do this every time, like na 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 na. Feeling like I'm on the highway, cause everything been going my way. And now they looking at me sideways. I'm like na 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 na. This is where I wanna be, na na na. Never ever gonna leave.
Very nice to meet you. I'm glad you show us the places you fly all the time.
I'm going out, ironically, I'm going in. Back it up, hey. Let me let go of my sorrows, let them sink inside the bottle, living like it's no tomorrow.
Matt and I took turns after Puerto Escondido flying south along the beach. Miles and miles of untouched territory. While Matt was flying, I took a moment to reflect on what had just happened. It was a great learning experience for us. We have to remain vigilant. We can't get relaxed. We can't become complacent. Because complacency will kill you. It'll kill this trip, it can kill me, it can kill Matt. We have to remain vigilant at all times. We have to be on our toes. Ears open, eyes open, everywhere we go. We can't get comfortable. No matter how good the feeling gets on this trip, how much fun we're having, we always have to remember to have our ears and our eyes open. It's a little sad to say goodbye to that guy, as it's been sad to say goodbye to everybody that we've met along this trip. Everybody that we've met has been just amazing people, and that's what I wanted to come on this trip for. Forget the flying is great, that's why we came on this trip, but the soul of this trip is meeting all these people that just want to share their life and their love, their passion for life and adventure, and we do that with a paramotor.
With all of the holes in my pockets, maybe I still got.
I found a small, secluded fishing village and put my glider down. Matt and I met up and spent the night in hammocks, soaking in the local culture and taking in the majesty of what we had just accomplished. So far from home, yet home everywhere we went with our paramotors.
¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué es tu nombre?
Brian. Sebastián. Jaime. Iván. Perú. Yair.
Bueno, ¿quién quieres volar contigo?
Dice que le gusta volar mucho.
Well, you know you've got that soul, my brother. Why you trying to hide? In the heart is a beast that'll keep you bleeding. Learn to let it lie. In the walls of a mausoleum. In the walls of a mausoleum. And we're all just trying to reach the other side.
Then we'll get on the road and go meet our friend Yankel. He's just down the road, probably about an hour. So we're gonna meet up with him tomorrow and get some crazy, gnarly flights in Guatemala. It's gonna be amazing. I'm so pumped. Let's go!
Until I held you, I never knew the right words until I found you. These eyes never opened until I saw you. My heart's now unfolding.
Something is wrong with my engine. I'm trying to restart it, but to no avail. I have to find a place to land, and that is going to be a hard thing to do.
I can pull them down, baby, in my arms, you'll be safe and sound.
This field looks good, but it's gonna be tight, and I can hope, only hope that I make it. I think there is a hole in the piston.
My name is Yankel Echeverria from Guatemala. I am paragliding and paramotor pilot and instructor. I live in Chimaltenango town, very close to the Guatemala city. And now we received to Glenn and Matt the Paramotor Las Americas, and I hope you return to Guatemala in the future and fly again together. I can show you some pictures, and it's very easy to take of the Paramotor.
Big runway.
Yankel is a master small engine mechanic. He took his time, not even knowing us, to try and help us fix our engine, which has seized due to high temperatures. The engine would not be fixed until spare parts were sent by our good friends at Parajet until Panama. We had to make do with what we had. The power of the paramotor was strong with Yankel, one of the few that loved us and took care of us, not for anything other than the love of flight.
Right now, the first flight on Chimaltenango.
Yes. Thank you for having us, Yankel.
Bien, felicidades. ¿Tu papá? Por ahí anda. Sí. Ah, bueno. Pero está bien, sin novedad.
You give me roots
that run so deep. They keep me standing tall when the wind blows free. You wrap around me when the floods may come.
I was the first person to ever fly over the city of Antigua, and later we would find ourselves witnessing the most incredible sight ever. A live volcanic eruption from the seats of our paramotors.
You give me roots.
You give me wings that span so wide and keep me longing for the distant tides. You give me courage, a reason to rise. Never let me forget those unseen skies. You give me wings, wings. You give me wings, wings. Oh Lord, you make me want for nothing. Oh Lord, you give me what I need. Oh Lord.
Just tell us where we are.
We're in Ilopango, Lake Ilopango, San Salvador.
Eagles in the sky, baby. Paramotor the Americas.
After leaving Guatemala, Yonkel told us about his friend Moshe, whom lived in El Salvador. Such a small country and a very dangerous country. However, Moshe made us feel like we were a part of his family and took us in. We flew over the most sacred places in El Salvador, and it was a flight that I nor Matt will ever forget. I was literally in tears from the beauty of the flight because we were surrounded by clouds, and never had I experienced a flight such as this. the most special flight I have ever had in my life. In my life. In my life. Thank you so much. Moshe is the man.
As El Salvador draws to a close, Moshe has one more adventure up his sleeve for us. El Tunco Beach, where the sun always shines and the surfing is world class. The homes on the cliffs made for some really exciting views with even some waterfalls in the scenery. Moshe introduced us to his other paramotor buddies like Miguel in the blue paraglider, and we made some more friends that we will never forget. El Salvador was warm and friendly and the skies were always blue. Forever grateful to make another best friend along our journey. After being harassed and having to bribe at least 5 different cops along our journey in Honduras, we soon realized the country was not very welcoming, and we made our way to Nicaragua, where the wind was still pumping, but at least the people were more welcoming.
The green circle is a volcano, or a reserve natural.
Dude, I think I see a rabbit. It's the most hideous rabbit I've ever seen in my life. You better come back, dude. That rabbit could kill you. It has fangs.
After stopping in Managua and seeing the massive hole in the earth, Messiah, and realizing the winds were not going to be in our favor, we decided to head south yet again. The locals told us of a beautiful destination inside their country, an unknown place called San Juan del Sur, where the winds would be in our favor and the views would be even better before we would cross into a new adventure, Costa Rica. We took off from the beach of San Juan del Sur with an offshore wind, which means the wind was coming from the land. This made for one of the most challenging takeoffs that we had experienced thus far because the rotor coming from the land. If you can imagine water in a stream, and when the water hits the rocks, it creates rapids. That's what rotor is to wind.
up?
What's that, man?
What up?
That thing where you're around there fucking it.
What do you mean?
What's that?
A helmet.
You're covering everybody? You're taping? You're making...
I'm a pilot, man. I'm looking for my friend.
Oh, I want to know what you're going now with.
Oh. Yeah, it's a camera.
Ah, and what, right now you're filming everything?
No, when the red light's on, it's filming.
Right now you're not filming?
No.
Yeah, we don't want no one filming around here, you know?
I agree. I want to find my friend so I can get in the car, man.
What you need, man? Looking for something?
That's the main road, huh?
Yeah? What are you looking for?
The main road.
Just the main road?
Yeah.
You don't want no ganja or anything like that?
No, man. It's cool. I'm good. I would. I don't have no money, man.
Yeah, what's up in these guys around here? They're dangerous. If we take away your camera, you're taping around here.
I'm not taping that.
Okay, my boy.
Thanks, man. Be cool.
Bienvenidos a Costa Rica.
And we are on the lookout for some monkeys in the trees. Headed to the East Coast, to the Caribbean side.
We now have a new map to share with you. We are now here on the map. We'll be traveling this blue road all the way down. We'll be on the Pan American Highway and looking out for guys like this along the way.
Looking out for Brian.
Brian, we know your family's here.
Here in Limon, Costa Rica. Matt, we found a small beach here, and Matt is gonna take off and fly about 30 miles down to Puerto Viejo.
Get in for the ride, feel the thrill, feel the high. Get in for the ride of your life. I feel electrified. I feel electric. I feel electrified. What I feel, what I feel, what I feel it. I'm walking on the sky. What I feel, what I feel, what I feel it. I feel electrified.
Matt landed and was met by some local hostile bandits that were worried he was an FBI spy. It was a scary experience and one that we would not soon repeat. It was all good, and as they say in Costa Rica, pura vida. Central America was drawing to a close, but not before we conquered one more country. The beautiful country of Panama, which would turn out to be some of the most welcoming and adventurous scenery of the whole trip besides Peru. Not to mention a new friend along the way that would help us resupply with much needed equipment to fix our broken paramotor. It's all about the power of the paramotor.
Paradise there, you have party. Have a nice island there, buddy. We're gonna fly beautiful today.
11:12 p.m. Here he is.
Holy cow. That was freaking insane. Insane. I wish you could have seen it, Matt.
Oh man.
The skyline was lit up. Lit up, and I was just, boom, just going as fast as I could. Came in here.
Hi, I go by JC. My name is Juan, but I go by JC. I'm from Panama, trying to help you guys out to find some good spots to take off from and, you know, try to get to meet you. I'm looking forward to buy my own equipment sometime soon, and probably fly around the world just as you are doing that.
Oh yeah.
So I really I congratulate you, man. Congratulations. I mean, this whole trip craziness is really amazing, and I'm so jealous in a good way that you're doing this whole trip, and I want to thank you to have stopped in Panama for so long.
Yeah.
And it's a good opportunity to meet you guys and see you in person doing this in our country. So you're welcome here anytime you want to come back. Panama's your second home, man.
How do you guys like that little show? Little air show.
Yeah. Paramotor the Americas, right here live. You're now tuned in.
Beautiful country, beautiful people. Nice vibes going on here in Panama. Panama City.
Oh yeah.
We love this country.
Panama City, the place to be. Paramotor the Americas, mission complete.
That's right.
Yes.
Central America. We put our car on a boat and soon found ourselves on a jet plane, off to our next destination, Ecuador, the beginning of South America. We found a beach to fly on the coast of Ecuador, and lo and behold, a local school let all their kids come out to watch us fly. It was a crazy sight to behold. Will one of them remember us and become a pilot one day? So we just got done flying in San Antonio, Ecuador. Yep. And all these kids are going nuts. Look. San Antonio, Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Ayangue.
Where are we at?
Ayangue.
Ayangue. And we just flew from
San Pedro.
We just flew from San Pedro to Ayangue for some breakfast. And we're about to have some lobster ceviche. So this is what we flew down the beach for right here.
Yeah.
Look at this. Mayonnaise in here. I guess when you're in Ecuador, you have to do it as the locals do.
Yeah. So, buen provecho.
Hello, my name is Jorge, but my friends call me Mono. I'm one of the few paramotor pilots here in Ecuador. We met the guys with his project and we decided to go along with them. In a four or 5 days journey, we have do some free flights and some paramotor flight. We flew over the Parque Nacional Machalilla and also from some beaches around the coast. I have had a very nice experience learning from other pilots because paramotoring here is not a common sport. So I pretty much thank you guys for the learning experience. I hope you had fun and we got the best out of this not that great weather. Have fun. Bye. That was good? Welcome. I hope the next of your journey is well.
And you find a lot of people like me in the world, then you'll be fine.
Gracias.
All right, see you later, Guayaquil. It's over.
It's done. Headed to Peru.
Where are we at, Matt?
Miraflores, Peru. And we're at the world famous paragliding location. It's actually about 100 yards that way. We're walking to the car, driving over there, taking out the motors and the wings and showing them how they do it. That's what's up.
Good morning. It is June 27th. The sun is just about to pop up over these huge mountains over here. And behind us, down below,
are the Nazca mines.
In search of a place to launch, I spoke to one of the elders whom convinced us to fly on an airplane instead. He wouldn't give me a reason, but I managed to get a smile out of him anyways. Off we went, and little did we know we would use the airplane to recon our next adventure, Cerro Blanco, the second largest dune in the world. That looks like a runway down there, which makes me think, what were these people thinking so long ago? What message were they trying to send? Or were they building something from their dreams? The dream of flight.
We just flew one of the biggest sand dunes in the world.
Little did I know this would be the last flight before my accident. We traveled all day to Urubamba, where the next day I would find myself in a situation that would change my life's trajectory forever. Machu Picchu would still be conquered. It would just have to wait a few months. Nothing stops the power of the paramotor. Remember when I said that we can't become complacent? I forgot my own lesson. I attempted to land on top of this mountain and was hit with some rotor. At this altitude, it was unforgiving. Lost all lift and was pummeled into the ground, breaking my back.
Oh God! Do I want a movie? Oh, I got broke my back. Hey God! Fuck! You cried. You hurt. You hurt bad.
So this is it. My break. Right there. The third vertebrae. It's terrible. I want to go back to the United States. We're gonna get everything in the car set up, ready for storage. So we're gonna store it for about 3 months, 2 or 3 months. And so everything is ready to rock and roll when we get back. I'm gonna come back with an assortment of new parts, spare parts, new props, and we should be ready to rock and roll in about 2-3 months. Nothing can stop Paramotor the Americas. Nothing.
Mom, what do you have to say?
I'm glad he's back. That's all I can say.
Now you're gonna be in my documentary.
Oh, is that right?
In America, we celebrate a holiday called Thanksgiving. This year, I was thankful to be with my family and still be able to walk, still be able to fly. My dream still awaited me in South America, and off I went.
Run to the airport. To ship him back to South America.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I wish he wasn't going.
Why?
Because I just wish this trip was over. Gotta get it out of your system, get it over with. Where'd you ever come up with this idea anyways?
5 months later, I was back in Peru. Matt was unable to rejoin me, but another friend came all the way from the UK to help me conquer Machu Picchu. Phil Jennings. I couldn't have asked for a better friend to help, and I couldn't be more ecstatic to have a friend with me to accomplish the impossible. This would be no easy task. It was my first flight since the crash and also probably one of the craziest flights of my life.
We've been driving for 6 hours. We left Cusco midday to put some new tyres in the van, which was a good job we did because some of the roads we've been on today, I'm glad we got those tyres on. 6 hours, lots of driving through cloud for half an hour, windy roads, switchbacks. It's been a pretty awesome day.
This was it. We camped out near a river close to Santa Teresa and launched at daybreak. Phil took off first and then it was my turn. The culmination of over 2 years of planning, tragedy, and success. Machu Picchu was about to be conquered for the first time ever. When we launched, we didn't even know if we would be able to even reach Machu Picchu. It was down a valley and around a bend in the river high up on the mountainside about 10 miles away. The clouds looked as though it would be impossible to reach, but we decided to give it a try anyways. I had flown this flight 1,000 times in my mind, so when we turned the corner, I knew exactly what I was looking for. There it was, off in the distance and even better than what I could have ever imagined. so nice up there. So nice to be back. It's awesome. Phil and I would have one last hurrah before he would head back to the UK, the Amazon. We traveled high over the Andes and laid our eyes on the Amazon for the first time. It was a great feeling to have accomplished so much and be free in the air, just as the local parrots we flew with. Phil would be gone soon and I would be all alone, on the road for the first time by myself. That's a horrible American accent.
It's about as bad as your English
It's been an amazing week. Lots of contrast. I've seen lots of Peru. We've been in the mountains, we've been down at sea level in the forest. It's just been fantastic. It's a shame to go home, but all good things come to an end.
All right, man, we'll have a great trip. We gave each other a hug and off Phil went. I'm all alone in Puerto Maldonado, Peru, and I have to drive all the way to Argentina, Corrientes, where I'm gonna meet up with Edwin by myself. A little bit nervous, a little bit excited. It seems like it's a crazy thing to do, but I'm glad Phil was here to share this week in Peru with me. If it wasn't for him, we would have never flown Machu Picchu, would have never flown in the Amazon, would have never even got to see it. So it was great that Phil was adventurous enough to come along for the ride. It was a great one. I mean, the story of Machu Picchu and this trip, this week with Phil, lasts a lifetime. I'll be thinking about this forever. What a crazy past couple of days it's been. I was stuck in Tacna. I wasn't filming or anything because I was pretty upset. When I got to the border between Peru and Chile, they told me that my car had been in Peru for too long and I wasn't allowed to pass with my car. And so this whole crazy past couple of days ensued. So today is Tuesday, and I got tired of it, and I just drove to the border, did everything like you normally would, got my passport stamped again, and took the paper to the guy who said park over here on the side, and that's what they did to me the first time, and then that's when customs said we got a problem. So I did up to that point like I did the previous time when they stopped me and said we have a problem, and then I just went for it. Gone. Crossed the border. I didn't even look back. I didn't want to look back. I don't know if they were running after me or what, but I just crossed the border, came into Chile like there was no problem. They stamped my passport, gave me my form for my car, looked through my car, of course. So yeah, that's the crazy story the past couple days. And now I am in Chile. Where did we meet?
Oh, it was it feels like 5 years ago, but last year at Santa Cruz's clinic down in Utah.
And now
Bear Lake.
Now where are we?
It's Iquique, baby. We're in Alto Hospicio.
So we're in Palabuque, Iquique, the Mystic Mountain, which is one of the best free flight places in the world for acro and for doing cross country. And here comes this gringo and comes here with his paramotor and thinks he can do motor flying somewhere where there's silence and peace, and screws up the entire ambience. But it's all pretty good because he was doing some very radical maneuvers. It was very nice, and we're glad to have you here, Glenn. I appreciate it. Now officially in Argentina, from Texas all the way to Argentina. Holy shit, can you believe it? I made it after I started this trip in April of 2013. It's now December 2013. I had a few months off from my accident, but wow, the Paramotor Mobile, Glenn Tupper, made it to Argentina. And I'm in Resistencia actually, and there's a bridge right in front of me, and on the other side of the bridge is Corrientes, where Edwin is. Just to give you a little bit of background about Edwin, I came down to Argentina when I was in Colombia actually. In 2011 he invited me down, so from Colombia I flew down to Buenos Aires and then flew up to Corrientes and spent about a week with him and his family, and flew many days, and he let me borrow his paramotor, and he taught me about photography, aerial photography. Really nice guy, like one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and I promised him back then in 2011 that I would come back. And so here I am in my car, driven all the way from Texas, keeping my promises. And so I'm like super excited. This is one of the reasons that I made this trip, is because I promised Edwin I would come back. And I'm coming back in style, in my car with my paramotor. So we are about to have an asado.
Asado.
In Argentinian style.
Típica.
Costilla.
Oh.
Ay, la puta, el perro.
¿Qué tal?
Asador, súper bien.
Casi me mata.
Gran día de vuelo hoy en la posta del volador. Ahora vamos a festejar.
La posta.
No, no es un día de vuelo.
Who's this guy?
The guy is Colo. Colo, the owner of La Posta del Volador here in Paso de la Patria, Argentina. The most beautiful place in northeast Argentina. ¿Eh?
¡Oh, qué bueno, amigo! ¡Qué mejor! ¡Mi amigo!
descienda y permanezca sobre todos ustedes. Amén.
What a special thing to experience Christmas with Edwin and his family.
In Argentinian tradition, we received Christmas that night, and it was something that I would never forget. Spending this sacred holiday with Edwin and his family, they always made me feel at home.
Si en tu corazón hay un poco más de amor, es Navidad. Se ríen de ti por causa del Evangelio, es Navidad. Si te alegra por ser hijo de Dios en la iglesia, es Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Bueno, aquí estamos en la posta del volador. Último día con mi querido amigo Glenn Tupper, que vino a visitarnos a Argentina. La verdad que hemos compartido unos días increíbles. Conocí, descubrí una gran persona, la cual compartimos muy buenos momentos, muchas horas de vuelo juntos. Y hemos pasado la Navidad, Año Nuevo, hemos compartido con la familia y abrimos nuestros corazones hacia Glenn y la verdad que muy contentos de haber estado con él, pero a su vez muy tristes que nuestro querido amigo hoy se va de regreso a su país. Así que Glenn, muchas gracias. Tú eres mi hermano aquí en Argentina y muy agradecido de todo lo que nos brindaste como persona, como volador, como amigo, y esperamos de todo corazón poder volver a verte muy pronto aquí en la posta del volador, querido amigo. Muchas gracias y gracias nuevamente y hasta muy pronto.
2014, primer vuelo con Colo en Argentina.
¡Vamos! Muy bien, amigo. Primer vuelo del 2014.
I'm leaving La Posta del Volador. It was hard to leave Colo, to say goodbye to Colo. I met him 2.5 years ago. We got to fly a lot. And when I came back, got to see him again, and pretty much lived here for the past 2 weeks, and flew with Colo pretty much every day. An amazing guy, really nice. Like, they don't get any nicer than that. So I just said adios just a second ago, hitting the road. Man, like this trip is full of ups and downs, and this is one of the worst parts of the trip, is having to say goodbye. You can't live here forever, you know, even though you wish you could, it's almost impossible. So having to say goodbye to these people is hard, especially people like Colo. You get to fly with somebody, share the air with them, share their culture. It's hard to leave, so I'm gonna miss Colo and miss flying here with him and all his friends, all my friends. This place is really special. So anyways, hit the road, start paying attention to the road, thinking about the future. And I just ran randomly into some guy who has a paramotor in the back of his truck. In the back of his truck, and I stopped him. Come on, focus. I stopped him. I like started yelling at him out the window, and he pulled over, and we started talking. And now I'm gonna go fly with him tomorrow. It's nuts. It's just incredibly crazy. Holy shit. Woo! Paramotor the Americas is amazing!
Where are we? Here.
We are in Punta Ballena, in Punta del Este. This is the most famous seaside resort in South America, Punta del Este. They are the owners. Oh, amazing. It's amazing.
Who are you?
I'm Nico from Uruguay, and my friend George. We are from Uruguay, and we are going to fly from Punta del Este to Araminta. 80 kilometers, more or less. All over the seaside resort, from here to the west of the country.
How did we meet last night?
Yes, I was driving my car with my paramotor in the back, and I saw a guy driving like a madman, like, hey, paramotor, stop! And then we became best friends. Quickly.
Muy bien. After randomly meeting Nico, he told me about his friends down the coast. We met up and they became best friends just as quickly. You truly know nothing about Uruguay.
My name is Martin. I kitesurf here at Laguna Garzon. I have a little motorhome that you can see making some pictures or some filming. You're all invited to Uruguay.
All right, man.
Yeah, let's go.
This would be the final destination for my trip before my car would be shipped back to the United States. As I enjoyed my final days, I had time to reflect on all that I had accomplished with Matt, Phil, with all my new friends and best friends that we had met along the way. This adventure became more than just about flying, and what was it that I learned? Life itself is beautiful. The destinations and the views aren't the sole meaning of adventure. The bonds that you make along the adventure are actually what creates the adventure. So my advice, get out there and explore with whatever you are passionate about and let it guide you to newfound friendships and memories that will last a lifetime.
I saw you at Mancora. It's the second time I get you guys in the road, so it's pleased to see you again.
But where is Mancora?
Mancora, Peru.
It was Peru.
Peru.
This guy saw me in Peru.
Yeah, it was like maybe, I don't know, 8 months ago. I saw this truck, this guy paragliding all around South America, and then now again Uruguay.
That's cool, man. What's your name?
Marcos.
Marcos. Glenn.
No, Argentina.